Are buyers finally winning again? For the first time in nearly a decade, Florida and national markets are flipping from seller-dominated to buyer-empowered. Inventory is up 35% year over year. Days on market are climbing, and price reductions are at a 5-year high. Here's the crazy part. This is happening while interest rates hover around 7% and affordability is still tight. So how can buyers possibly be getting a better deal now than 2 years ago? Because the real leverage in real estate has shifted, and I'm going to show you exactly how. Before we jump in, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss weekly market breakdowns like this. Drop a comment below with your prediction. Are buyers really in control now, or is this just a temporary illusion? Let's dive in. From 2020 through 2022, buyers were in a panic cycle. Multiple offers, no inspection contingencies, bidding wars $50,000 over ask. Remember that? In 2025, those days are fading. The National Association of Realtors reports that nearly 42% of listings in Q1 2025 saw a price reduction before selling. A year ago, that was barely 25%. Homes are staying on the market about 45 days on average, compared to just 18 days in 2022. Mini story. A family in Lakeland made 4 offers in 2021 and lost every one. This year, they offered below ask on a newer home and still got $10,000 in seller credits and a rate buy-down. That shift is huge. Takeaway. Leverage has quietly moved back to the buyer, not because prices crashed, but because competition did. Everyone loves to say, rates are too high to buy. But here's the crazy part. Today's 7% mortgage may cost less than a 5% loan from 2 years ago, once you factor in discounts and seller credits. Example. A home listed at $450,000 in 2022 sold for $475,000 with no credits. In 2025, that same model lists for $440,000, and sellers often contribute $12,000 toward closing costs or rate reductions. When you do the math, today's buyer might have a similar monthly payment and walk in with equity. Takeaway. The real cost of homeownership isn't just the interest rate. It's the price, the terms, and the credits. In 2025, buyers can finally negotiate all three. New listings rose nationwide by about 28% this year. In Florida, markets like Cape Coral, Orlando, and Jacksonville, inventory has nearly doubled. That means choice, and choice means power. Mini story. An investor in Cape Coral waited out the 2022 madness. In 2025, he bought a canal front home for $60,000 less than its peak price, with appliances and closing costs included. That's a better deal any way you slice it. Takeaway. When inventory rises, urgency drops. And urgency was what kept buyers overpaying for 2 years. Now patience is profitable. Here's the crazy part. Builders are back to negotiating. In 2021, you were lucky to get a lot reservation. In 2025, builders offer up to $25,000 in credits, free upgrades, and 2-to-1 rate buy-downs just to close inventory. Real example. A new home buyer in Port St. Lucie closed for $509,000 with $18,000 in builder credits, a washer and dryer package, and a rate of 5.25% for the first 2 years. In 2021, that same home was a lottery drawing with no negotiation at all. Takeaway. If you want a move-in-ready home without DIY repairs, 2025 is quietly one of the best times in a decade to buy new construction. For years, buyers were on defense. They feared missing out. Now they're back in control, and that mental reset changes everything. When you're not panicked, you inspect thoroughly, negotiate calmly, and walk away when numbers don't work. That's how you get deals that build wealth instead of draining it. Takeaway. A cool market favors the calculated. 2025 rewards education and patience more than ever. Affordability is still the biggest challenge, but the math is starting to balance. Wages in many metro areas rose 5 to 7% this year, while prices flattened. That narrowed the gap by almost 10% since 2023. Mini story. A software engineer in Orlando waited out the spike and just bought a condo for $35,000 below peak. Her payment is higher because of rates, but she has instant equity and a tax deduction offsetting it. Takeaway: 2025 isn't cheap, but it's fair. Buyers who understand total value, not just rate headlines, are winning. If you're seeing this shift in your local market, hit like and drop a comment with your city. Are sellers still holding strong or starting to negotiate? Your insight helps the community and keeps the conversation real. Now this one surprised me. Small investors, the ones who stepped back in 2023, are coming back. Not for flips, but for long-term rentals. Rents are stable, prices are off their highs, and competition is light. A Fort Myers duplex that cost $480,000 in 2022 just closed for $420,000, and rents still bring $4,000 a month. Takeaway: for investors, the deal is back, not because values crashed, but because margins finally make sense again. So, are buyers getting a better deal now? Yes and no. They're not buying cheaper homes, but they're buying on their terms, with credits, inspections, and options. And that's real power. In Part 2, we'll break down exactly how to negotiate those terms to your advantage, the 5 buyer tactics working in 2025, how to get the best loan for your situation, and how builders and lenders like NewSilver are competing for your business. Before you go, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss Part 2. And if you learned something new today, hit like and share this video with someone thinking about buying in 2025. Alright, in Part 1 we saw how leverage has quietly shifted back to the buyer. Now let's get practical. If you're watching this in 2025 and you're thinking, how do I actually use this market to win? This is the part you don't want to miss. Because today's buyers aren't just getting better prices, they're getting better terms. And terms are what build wealth. So here are the 5 buyer strategies working right now. From first-timers to investors to fix and flippers. Plus how to make the most of the financing landscape in 2025. Here's the crazy part. Half the buyers I talk to still think you can't negotiate in this market. That's wrong. Sellers who priced based on 2023 comparables are already dropping 5 to 10% to stay competitive. That means you walk in with leverage. The key? Ask for 3 things at once: price reduction, closing cost credit, and repairs. If you only ask for one, you leave money on the table. Example: a buyer in Gainesville offered $15,000 below asking, requested $7,000 in credits, and asked for a roof inspection repair allowance. The seller agreed to 2 of the 3. That's a $10,000 win on day 1. Takeaway: don't be afraid to negotiate boldly but professionally. In 2025, polite persistence beats panic every time. Now this one shocked me. Nearly 30% of active listings in Florida have been on the market for over 60 days, and every week they stay unsold. The seller's motivation increases. You can spot these listings easily: price cuts, empty rooms, or notes like "seller relocating" in the description. That's where your deal is hiding. Mini story. A buyer in Pensacola found a home that sat for 83 days. He offered $25,000 below ask and got $12,000 in closing cost credits plus a home warranty. The seller was thrilled just to be done. Takeaway: the longer a home sits, the more flexibility you gain. Seller fatigue creates opportunity. A lot of buyers get stuck staring at the interest rate headline. But here's the crazy part. You can actually customize your rate. In 2025, 2-1 and 3-2-1 buy-downs are common again. Builders and sellers use credits to temporarily lower your rate for the first years. That saves hundreds per month and lets you refinance later when rates drop. Example: a buyer in Orlando secured a $480,000 home at a 7% market rate. But with a builder buy-down, her first-year payment was based on 5%. That saved nearly $6,000 the first year alone. Takeaway: negotiate for a rate credit just like you negotiate for price. They're worth the same in real money. Let's talk lending, because financing is where deals are won or lost. NewSilver, one of the most investor-friendly loan companies in the game, is sponsoring this video. They specialize in fix and flip loans and rental property financing with fast approvals and flexible terms. If you're serious about building a real estate portfolio in 2025, check the first link in the description to see how NewSilver can help you fund your next project. Back to the strategy. Traditional banks move slow and apply outdated rules. Investor-focused lenders understand cash flow, rehabs, and equity. They value the deal itself, not just your pay stub. Mini story. An investor in Tallahassee used NewSilver to close on a duplex in 9 days after a local bank took 3 weeks. He flipped it and made a $38,000 profit. Speed was the difference. Takeaway: align your financing partner with your strategy. If you want to move fast and negotiate strongly, choose a lender built for investors. Everyone wants to time the market, but wealth comes with time in the market. Here's the truth. Prices might not fall much lower from here, but values built over 10 years always beat waiting for the bottom. Example: a buyer in Ocala purchased a home in 2025 for $340,000. He'll rent it for 3 years and refinance once the rates drop. If values rise even 3% a year, he builds $30,000 in equity without doing a thing. Takeaway: the best time to buy was yesterday. The next best time is when the numbers work today. Play long, not lucky. Let's compare two buyers. 2021. Buyer paid $500,000 for a home in a bidding war, waived inspection, and bought as is at 2.8% interest. 2025. Buyer buys the same model for $470,000, gets $10,000 in credits, keeps inspection rights, and negotiates repairs plus a 2-1 buy down that starts at 5%. Now this is the crazy part. Their monthly payments are almost identical, but the 2025 buyer has instant equity and better terms. That's a better deal in every sense of the word. Winning buyers in 2025 have one thing in common: patience with urgency. They act decisively on good deals, but don't chase bad ones. You don't need to predict the future, you just need to prepare for it. Keep your pre-approval active, your lender on speed dial, and your criteria clear. Pro tip: review market data monthly, not daily. Short-term noise creates anxiety, long-term trends create opportunity. Let's look at a few creative ways buyers are winning right now. Assumable mortgages. Some sellers have FHA or VA loans at 3%. You can take over their loan instead of getting a new one. Seller financing. More retirees and downsizers are willing to carry the note for steady income. Lease options. Rent while you lock the purchase price. Perfect if you're rebuilding credit. Co-buying. Friends and family combining funds for multi-unit purchases, splitting equity and risk. Each of these turns a tough market into a creative one. Before we wrap up, a quick thank you again to NewSilver for supporting this channel. If you're serious about investing, whether it's fix and flip, BRRRR, or rental growth, NewSilver offers fast funding and transparent terms, so you can move on deals without bank headaches. Check the first link in the description to see your options. It's a game changer for anyone building financial freedom through real estate. If you're buying this year, here's your checklist for getting a better deal. Get pre-approved with a lender who offers rate buydowns and investor-friendly terms. Target homes listed for 30 days or longer. Sellers are ready to deal. Ask for closing credits, appliance packages, and repairs. Lock rates strategically. You can always refinance later. Don't rush. Analyze 3 solid deals before committing to one. If you do those 5 things, you're already beating 80% of buyers in this market. Let me share a quick story. In 2022, a young couple from Jacksonville was outbid 8 times. They took a break, saved cash, and tried again this year. Their agent found a home listed for 65 days. They offered under asking, secured $10,000 in credits, and used a NewSilver bridge loan to close fast. Their mortgage is slightly higher than it would have been 2 years ago, but they own a home with instant equity and zero competition. That's what a better deal really looks like. Here's the truth. 2025 is not a cheap market, but it is a strategic one. Prices are stabilizing, inventory is rising, and buyers are finally calling the shots. But you have to be disciplined, know your budget, run your numbers, and stay patient. If you do, this market can set you up for the next decade of wealth building. So, are buyers getting a better deal in 2025? Absolutely. Because a better deal isn't just about the price you pay, it's about the terms, the timing, and the freedom you gain through ownership. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below and let me know your city and what kind of deals you're seeing locally. I read every one. And remember, when you own real estate, You own your future. Let's build that together, one property at a time.